Hey, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing something about this paint. So in the last video, you saw that I wrapped up this door, got that all taken care of, and that is looking pretty good. I gave this whole thing a bath, but the only thing is it doesn't really match the rest of the truck. Color-wise, it's close, but we have some very shiny paint, and then we have this oxidized paint, which is very dull. I did a test spot here. I just hit this with a buffer just to see what the potential was here. And it looks good. I think I could do better than this. And so what I'm gonna try to do is do a quick buff job on the rest of the truck. And I don't know if quick is the right word, but we're gonna just give it a go. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just need to be better than this, and ideally better than this. If we can get to this point all over the truck, I'd be happy with that, but hopefully a little bit better. I have another polisher coming tomorrow, which I could try to get some of these smaller areas. But for now, I'm just gonna go on these big panels and just try to knock those out and see what we can do to get this thing looking a little bit better. So do a quick walk around, show you where we're at. Obviously, we have some spots like this. We have some surface rust, got more deeper surface rust and bubbles, dents and dings and all sorts of stuff all over this thing. So we're just gonna try to make it look a little bit better. The wash made it look quite a bit better, probably the first wash it's had since I've had it, and that has been about 5 years or so, probably longer than that. And this thing was off the road in 2001. So quite possibly this thing hasn't been washed in 25 years. So we have a lot of work to do, a lot of grime. Let's see if we can make this thing look a little bit better. If we can get this thing shined up a little bit, then I'm probably gonna come through and do something on these surface rust panels, like the hood, which is pretty rusted. It's all surface rust, and then the top up there, surface rust. I don't mind the look. It's a rat build, all good, but if we can get a little bit of shine to this patina, that would be awesome. So let's get after it. All right, and here's what I'm gonna use to cut this down. So I've got the Meguiar's Ultra Pro Speed, it's the M110. It is a heavy cut, so it's a 9 on the cut. Pretty aggressive, but that'll help get that oxidized paint off of there. And then I've got the Harbor Freight forced rotation DA polisher with a heavy cut pad on it. So this is a 6-inch. I'm just gonna take this slow. I just wanna knock some of the oxidation off of here. That's what I did right here, and it worked out pretty well. I did try initially to just start with a polishing pad, and that didn't really work here. I just really had to cut it. And so that's what I'm gonna do. So let's get after it. Got it in the pad. I'm just gonna dab it here on the panel, work smaller sections, just see how this goes. Right now I'm on, let's set this to 5. We'll feather it in. All right, here we go. What's nice about this, it's got resting pads right here. So you can just set it down just like that. So that was pretty light. I'm just kind of letting the pad do the work. I'm not pushing really hard. And then the compound started to dry out on me, totally fine. I'm just gonna wipe that off. I got these microfiber roller fiber towels. First time I've used these, but it's kind of cool. Just a roll of microfiber towels, pretty thin, washable, reusable, no edges, so look like it'd be perfect for a job just like this. So I'm gonna try to do is get this cardboard out of here and see if I can kind of pull them out like Kleenex or something. Hey, look at that. All right. Just like that. All right. If I can find these on Amazon, I'll link them in the description below, but I picked them up today. And I thought they were pretty interesting. So this looks pretty oxidized, but let's wipe it down and see what we got. Okay. There's a little bit of shine, huh? It's better. Let's keep wiping, see what we can do. The stuff really just dried out. All right, not bad for a first pass, not bad. I'm gonna hit that one more time. And then I'm gonna try not to let it dry out. I could tell it just was starting to dry. The pad was laboring a little bit. So before it gets to that point, I'm gonna try to wipe it off, but let's do that again. Okay, the stuff is wanting to dry out pretty quick. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Keep in mind, this is just a cut, polish, and polishing pad. That's a different process. So I'm gonna get through. I'm gonna get this all knocked out here, the whole bedside, and then probably end up doing this part right here. And then I'll switch over to the polishing pad and see how that looks. So I'll be right back once we get this all cut down. All right, got this side done, did the polishing compound, and then I did the finer compound. Looking pretty good, blended in with this door pretty nicely, so happy about that. I'll probably throw some wax on here at some point just to make it pop a little bit more, but it's looking pretty good, so take a look. Pretty nice. Obviously, there are some dents and dings, and making it shiny absolutely makes those pop. Paint's not perfect by any means. It's 50 plus years old, so all good, but this is looking nice. I'm liking that. Got started on the other side. Show you what that's kind of looking like. So here's an example of going over it with this Ultra Pro speed compound. This is the more aggressive stuff. So this is what it looks like. So this is the oxidized paint, and then this is just one pass. Again, right here, kind of the same thing. So that's looking good. I'm gonna rip down this side, get this all done, and then I'll come back over it with the finishing polish, see how that looks. And then we'll have to do something a little bit different for these areas, and I'll probably do that in another video, because these are just purely rust. There's no paint on here, so I'll have to treat this a different way. So let me get this part knocked out, and got a couple little small parts. Front is mostly good, and then we'll have to do the tailgate. Once that's all done, I'll come back and show you, and then we'll see what we got to do after that. But for now, we'll just keep going over with this, get it shined up a little bit, get that oxidation off there, and then we'll see what we got to do next. All right, let's get after it. Cool, that's the first pass. Come back over. And that's what's under there. There you go. I'm probably gonna do another pass over this thing. I like to do that, get the initial oxidation off there and then come back, hit it one more time. Once we've done it twice, it pops just about as good as it's going to. And then I'll come back with this finishing compound over the whole thing. So, all right. I'm gonna keep running on this, be back when we're done. All right, got most of this side all polished out. I still have to do the fine down there, but you can see it's looking pretty good. Got a couple of areas like this lower piece, the upper rail to do still, but that's what that's looking like after one pass. All right, we are moving on to the back. You see I got most of this already polished out, looking pretty good, but I wanted to take care of this part. You can see I already did this right here. I'm just gonna do this right here. And to do that, I'm going with the M110, the aggressive stuff. And on this Zoda polisher, I got this off Amazon, fairly cheap. Came with some pads and stuff, and I bought a couple additional pads just so I could swap them out. This is a 2-inch, and it fits in there pretty good. So it's kind of what I got it for, is these small areas. It comes with some 3-inch pads as well, but just kind of show you how easy it is. Oh, a little too much over there, can't reach it. All right. There you go. Nice and polished there. Probably did lighten it up here, but this paint right here is super thin, so I probably could have went a little lighter there, but again, it doesn't really matter what you got right here. So that might have been there already, but it's just that easy. Not a lot of work, it's just slow. So I'm gonna have to get under these hooks with some Scotch-Brite and polish it manually, but yeah, that's how it goes. So I'll finish this out, get those cleaned up, and then I think I got to do this side too. Yeah, over here. So, all right, let's get after it. All right, got that all polished out. That's looking good now. So I'm gonna finish this out. That should be the final part of the lower half of the truck, I think. And then we got to do something with the upper part of the cab, primarily here, maybe a little on the top. So, all right, got all that knocked out. Pretty straightforward. Now we're going to start tackling this cab corner, the back. And this is pretty rusty up here, so probably not going to do much here. So just this side, down there. Probably not much here, definitely not here. So yeah, just that capped corner there. I already did that side. I already did this. Yeah, okay. Just these 2 spots, and then we'll be on to treating all this. So I'm not gonna do this on this video. I gotta go a slightly different approach here. So we'll finish this up. We'll take a look at everything, and then we'll be done for now. All right, got it all polished out. And it looks pretty good, I'd say. This fender could probably use a little bit more work, but I'll come back to that. Door's looking good. Tailgate came out pretty good. The one thing about polishing this up is it shows every single little dent on it, but yeah. Yeah, again, here's like a contrast between the oxidized paint and the shined up paint. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap this one up here. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want, and I'll catch you on the next one.